Hello fantasy managers, and welcome back for another video. My name's Jack, and today we're going over the players to buy for the final of World Cup Fantasy. If you guys are liking the World Cup Fantasy content, drop a like and subscribe as it really helps out the channel, and also click the notification bell to stay up to date with all of the future videos that we're going to post for World Cup Fantasy, and of course FPL videos once the Premier League season does resume. As always, join our World Cup League. The code to that is on the screen and also in the description down below. And with that being said, let's jump into the video. So having a look at the first player to buy on the list, it is the Croatian goalkeeper in Livakovic, I believe is how you pronounce it. He has been absolutely superb for Croatia so far this tournament. He's actually made over 20 saves in the tournament, which does put him in the top 2 keepers for saves so far this World Cup. He has been one of the main reasons why Croatia have been able to make it to the third place game and did reach the semi-finals of the World Cup tournament, as they did have a very good World Cup Qatar 2022 campaign. And I do really like Livakovic as a pick out for the final stage of the World Cup Fantasy Tournament. Another key thing to note is not only is the final included in the last match day of World Cup Fantasy, but also the third place match as well. And I do think it could be worthwhile targeting this third place match, as of course Croatia do have Morocco. Obviously, Morocco facing Croatia, which are 2 easier matchups than France coming up against Argentina. So that's definitely something to consider as well. So I do like Livakovic here as a keeper at just £5 million. He has already recorded 2 clean sheets with 18 total points. And as we touched on, has over 20 saves. He's made so many saves this tournament, and he's got a lot of points from getting those save bonus. So even if he doesn't get a clean sheet, which I do like him to get, he can also get those additional points from saves. Morocco's attack hasn't been firing too much recently. They've only managed 1 goal in the last 2 match days, so I do quite like this fixture against Morocco. They haven't scored a massive amount of goals all tournament. The main asset for Morocco is of course their defense. They have recorded 4 clean sheets this campaign, so I do really like Livakovic as that Croatian goalkeeper, as I like him for a clean sheet and some potential saves as well in this third place match for them. Moving on to the second buy option on the list, this one here is Olivier Giroud. He did feature on the players to buy for the semi-finals of the World Cup as well. He couldn't produce any returns in the semi-final for France, but I do still like him for the final of the tournament. He has been very efficient when he's played for France, as in just 5 matches he's recorded 4 goals for them, which is a great output. Another great thing with Giroud is that he gets lots of shots on target, which does provide him with a couple of extra points per game, as for every 2 shots on target, forwards do score an extra point. So he has been able to record a couple more points from getting plenty of chances for France. And of course he has scored 27 total points in his first 5 matches, which is a very good output from him. Argentina obviously isn't the easiest fixture. Argentina's defense hasn't been amazing so far this World Cup, and France's attack has scored quite a few goals. So I do think there's going to be goals in this game for both sides, and hopefully if you're a Giroud owner, he can get involved. Another great thing with Giroud is that at just £7.5 million allows you to spend extra money around the squad. You can spend a lot more on the defense, and you will probably have to spend at least £5 million to get a starting defender from either Argentina or France. So by having Giroud in the team, you can spend a little bit more on the defense, get 5 starting defenders if you want to, as I do think now clean sheets later in the tournament are probably the best form of points, as not everyone's going to score goals every game. And there's only a few players that you can choose from to score or get yourself attacking returns. So that's why I do prefer the defenders. And by getting Giroud here at 7.5, not spending as much on the forwards or midfielders, allows you to upgrade that defense more. So for that reason, I do think Giroud is a very good player to consider. Ivan Perisic is another one here. Here's the third player that we've recommended to buy. There isn't many great midfield options left in the tournament, as at £7.5 million, Perisic, between him and Ziyech, are probably the 2 best picks. They are the 2 highest scoring players in the midfield that are still left in the tournament. So for that reason, he always has to be a player on the watch list that you should be looking to get into your teams. And personally, for our team, we are just playing 2 starting midfielders in the middle of the park, at least with the team set up for the first third place match before the final. I do think think Perisic and Ziyech are the two better players to have in this position. And then personally in our side, we do have 5 starting defenders and 3 starting forwards. So I do think since there are not too many great midfielder options left in the tournament, Perisic could be one of the better picks. He has actually been pretty decent for Croatia, to be fair to him. He's picked himself up 3 attacking returns with a goal and 2 assists, recording 22 total points in 6 matches played for Croatia. So definitely not too bad from that aspect. And of course, Morocco as well is a very good fixture for him to add to his goal tally. Obviously, Morocco do have 4 clean sheets so far, but hopefully they do let a bit loose in this 3rd place match, as it doesn't mean as much, of course, as the final, which could potentially see Croatia score in this one. And as far as midfield options go, I don't think you're going to get too many better picks than Ivan Perisic. Moving on to the 4th player to buy here, it is Achraf Hakimi. He has been absolutely superb for Morocco so far this tournament, and I really like him against this Croatia side that have struggled for goals in this tournament, and especially struggled for goals recently, failing to score against Argentina in the semi-finals. And as we have touched on, Morocco have recorded 4 clean sheets so far this tournament, which is more than any other side. They've only conceded a couple of goals across the whole campaign, and Hakimi can get forward and chip in with those attacking returns as well. He's shown this for PSG, and he can do this for Morocco as well. In 6 matches, Hakimi has been able to record 4 clean sheets and get himself 28 points, which does make him one of the highest scoring players that is still left to pick in your teams from the remaining sides in the World Cup Fantasy Tournament. So I do really like Hakimi at just £5 million as well. And of course, with that fixture against Croatia, does favour another clean sheet for Morocco, as Croatia haven't scored too many goals recently, and this Morocco defence is so well organised, so well drilled. So I would not be surprised if Morocco could record the 5th clean sheet of the tournament in this one. And even if they can't, Hakimi can get those defensive actions such as tackles or key passes as well, or maybe chip in with a goal or assist if need be. And then moving on to the 5th and final player to buy, it is the Croatian asset in Juranovic. He's a player that with a fairly low ownership, as is most of these players on the list. We are looking to target players which have an ownership of around less than 20%. There are a couple of players with an ownership of higher than 20%, but Juranovic is one with just an 11% ownership right now, and at £5 million could also be a good differential to have in the sides to target this 3rd place match against Morocco. I wouldn't expect too many goals to be scored in this fixture, as both Morocco's and Croatia's defences have been very strong this tournament, and their attacks haven't really been firing too much either. So I do think for that reason, targeting both of these teams' defences could be worthwhile. And Juranovic at £5 million is pretty much the Hakimi equivalent for Croatia. He's playing in that fullback role. He's already recorded an assist this tournament as well, which he has paired up with 2 clean sheets. So I do really like him to offer returns at both ends of the pitch in this 3rd place game against Morocco. As we've touched on, Morocco haven't scored too many goals, so there is a good chance of a clean sheet for Croatia, and Juranovic can get forward. He's shown this for his club as well this season, that he can get forward and chip in with those attacking returns. So if he can do this in the 3rd place match of the World Cup, I'm sure he could leave with quite a good haul. And I like him with just an 11% ownership. Definitely a nice differential, and one of my favourite defensive assets coming into the final match day of the World Cup Fantasy Tournament. Thanks for watching today's players to buy for the final of World Cup Fantasy. If you guys enjoyed the video and found it useful, drop a like and subscribe, because it really does help out the channel. And click that notification bell to stay up to date with all of the World Cup Fantasy and FPL content coming your guys very shortly. As always, don't forget to join our World Cup League. We are going to try and get as many people as we can before the final of the World Cup. The link to that is in the description down below. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one.